Hi, is there anybody there? Is there anybody out there for my test streaming that I have no idea if I'm doing anything that is anybody seeing or not? There's actually people on there that are looking at me?
All commenting at you right now.
No, they're not. What? What are they saying? What does it even say? Read me. Why can't I see it on my screen? Just a minute, guys. This is the whole problem. Where would I see the comments? Oh my goodness. What an embarrassment. How would I see the comments on my... what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm getting ready for a live break tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 California time, followed by one at 2:30 California time. So I have this thing. Let me show you. I got this picture of me because that's really attractive. And then I got this picture of my hand. It's supposed to look like this. This is a clown. Okay. Here, and you go like this, and you go here. I just pulled a super good card. Oh my goodness. There it is. Look, it's shiny. Shiny. Okay. And then you can go full screen, like I'm super excited, and I want everybody to see. I'm gonna randomize the packs here. I'm gonna show some other stuff in here and break it open, and I'm gonna figure that out. Get out of here now, and then I'm gonna share my screen at one point to show the people and how I set up the break when I randomized. Okay. But how come? Who knows? Who can send me a message? You read this while they're please read this to me while they're talking to me and tell me how can I see what they're writing. And ask if somebody's telling me, can you guys hear me at all? Can you guys hear me, please? That's a good question. My son is looking at his phone in Facebook YouTube right now. Did you look behind me? I'll get out of the way.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, you hear me? That's super great. Thank you. If you look behind me, look on my wall in the back, you can see those two kind of paintings I have of Pokemon cards in the back. One's the Charizard, and then one is a World Championship card. So everything seems to be going okay for the moment. I know it's not perfect. I'll show you the split picture in case anybody has any technology expertise. Somebody's been helping me do this, and I'm going to shout them out tomorrow. But the problem is when I've got borders on the side of one of these pictures, which I need to get rid of, the one where I show the cards, and this black has come in here, and I need to get rid of that at some point. So, but anyways, okay. Now, how do I see their comments? Do you think I should go to YouTube? Let me go to YouTube, guys, and see if I can see anything. Is anybody saying I should go to YouTube?
Share your video.
How does it make any sense? I wouldn't.
Someone said do some weights.
Do some weights. That's nice. That's a great one. Thank you so much for that. You guys are the best.
Your video.
Just embarrass myself. That's what I want. Settings. Let's see if I can see settings to see comments. Stream. Output, audio, video. Hotkeys, advanced. System tray, preview. No. You guys can go to bed now. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging with me while I try to figure out how to see what you're saying, because that would be so cool. I could actually see and then I could talk to you, which really, that's the most fun because no one knows what the hell's coming out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. We didn't think of this part when we were setting it up. There's nothing there. What? Somebody's going to tell me. Someone please tell me when you're talking in right now, how do you think I see you on YouTube when I'm in OBS right now? I'm in OBS.
How many boxes are you opening tomorrow?
I'm opening 2 boxes tomorrow. One which is a regular 3 packs per person, and one is that randomized break where you each get assigned an energy. And I'm also doing a box break on Monday night. Same thing, Darkness Ablaze. That's what everybody seems to want. I can't get traction on the other ones. Just one sec. Luke, I'm on a real live thing. Turn that stuff down, baby. This is real life now. Get that thing turned down right now. All I can hear is your TV. Look, I'm just yelling at my kid. It's fine. Get rid of this right here. No, I don't want to save changes.
I know
No.
most streamers have 2 computers or a laptop with the live going from another account so they can read the comments quicker.
Oh, is that what they said? Okay, so they have 2 computers. All right, well, it's time. Go get your laptop. Hurry up. Cue me up. Come. I'm going to need to see something. Somebody's saying something.
Just go get me your laptop so I can just plug it in right here and look at the comments. Someone's trying to help us. Whoever that person is, shout their name out. What's the name? Oh my God, Giovanni, you're the best. I can't see you. I can't talk to you. I don't even know if you're making comments, but whatever you're saying, buddy, you need to get more time in your break room because you're doing a hell of a good job. Anybody that's saying anything to me right now, I can't read a thing. Oh, let me see if I can see it on my phone, by the way, because it's curious. I have my phone on a special setting. Oh, Asaf is out there. Thanks, buddy. Nice to see you. I can't see you. I can't really see you. Nice to see you in a way of not seeing you is what I'm saying. Oh my God, what a disaster! After tomorrow, I'll no longer be I'm gonna be a meme, M-E-M-E, meme. I'm gonna be a meme. All right, let me just see this real quick, guys. I'm gonna go to Facebook. Who said stay calm? Wes? Is it Wes Bragg? Because that guy's a helper. I like him. He tells me what to do. Good. If you come in here, you're on camera right now, but you should put a lot of clothing on. I don't know what you're doing. Come in with your blanket. People like a nice cheetah blanket. All right, let's see. YouTube. No, YouTube. There's no chance I'm going to be able to figure this out. Here, cue that up, baby, because let's see what you're looking at that's telling me. Hurry up. Cue that up. Cue it. I don't know how to chill. I don't know what I'm chilling. I'm nervous. I've been setting this up for 3 straight days. Oh, my goodness.
Go on YouTube?
Yeah, go on YouTube. Try that. Let's see. YouTube.
Oh. Samson, and we're live.
Do you want to share the password? I don't know. What's that got to do with anything?
No.
I'll just give everybody in the world my password. That makes a lot of sense. How do we go? Your YouTube studio. We could try that. That's not going to work. How about YouTube? Keep reading me comments, Goose. It's not fair to people to be able to watch and I can't respond to them. It's just the wrong thing. YouTube, time watched. YouTube, your channel.
No, log in. Is your YouTube?
Oh, here's live. No, here's live, but I'm live. 14 people are watching. God. You guys, this is like a late night infomercial. We're on camera. I'm over here. I'm look over here. For you 14 people, number 1 is, I love you guys. Number 2 is, what are you doing here? Number 3 is, it's the middle of the night, okay? There's still reason to be up. And if you're up, number 4 is, why would you ever just because David's going live, I know you want to help and I appreciate that.
Welcome to Australia.
Welcome to Australia. I love that.
I
come to Australia, all right. You just send a ticket. I'm on the way. Okay, and you're going to sit here and pass gas in the middle of a live broadcast. Get out. Get out. This is... Oh, go. Wait, Wes is on here. Okay, wait. People are talking to me. I'm on the way. I can see some comments on my phone. Stay calm. All right, Wes. Buddy, I'm going to stay calm. And Giovanni gave me the idea, and I appreciate that. That's called a dedicated stream PC. Wickenchings. Wilson. Oh, there's my hugging buddy. My hugging buddy's on. If you put it on all my papers, that's fine. Okay. Can I go up on this? Does it keep coming? My hugging buddy's at 6 in the morning. Yelbuko, it's nice to see you. Giovanni works graveyard. Well, that's sad. I mean, I think it's cool because then you have like the rest of the day and stuff. I wonder where I should look. Now, let me take this off. So let me show you guys some cards. They're not real cards. I'm just pretending to see if it would work tomorrow. So I just opened this pack, right? And I got these cards, and here they are. And they're working. And then I got this one of these just like... By the way, somebody tell me when I'm opening my cards tomorrow. Let me go here for a minute. I'm going to click over this thing. Okay, you can look at the back of my room. I got some toys. When I'm opening the cards tomorrow, guys, should I go like this? You can't see that. That was stupid. I moved to me and then I'm showing you cards. Okay, how about this? If I go like this tomorrow, do I go like in order like this? Or can I just put them down? If I don't bend them when I'm showing the packs? Or what should I do? Can someone answer that question for me when I'm box breaking? Okay, let's see. If you have a laptop watching, you could read the comments quicker. I love that. And Wickenchings is, you know what, Wickenchings, I love it. Wickenchings is telling me that, you know what, I've got plenty more things to do than just you, David. I've got like 5 different screens open. I just happen to want to look at the weirdest one that moment. I love that. So thank you. Thank you. There's late night chicken wings. You can DoorDash. My kids are DoorDashers, though. They'll work out something cheap for you. So, and Bilson wants to swap a ticket for a Tempest gift box. I love that. I guess I do have a Tempest gift box. I'm not sure what kind of ticket a ticket. Aha. A ticket to Australia, I think we're talking about. I could do that. By the way. No problem there.
And then Anthony's always the best because Anthony's just saying, David, if you're a screw up, be a screw up. It's who you do best. It's you. And Anthony, I appreciate that very much. So 4 to the back. Asaf is telling me that I've got to worry about how many go to the back of the pack. Yes, but Asaf, when I do that, okay, and Bilson's doing some kind of soccer chant, you know, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 you know, because somebody scored a goal or something. That's nice. So Asaf, when I do 4 to the back, which I kind of know what you're talking about, and I'll figure it out after the first pack or two, but do I roll them in my hands? Do I keep the cards in my hands the whole time, you know, like this kind of deal? Or do I, you know, just kind of get one at a time and show them? That's what I'm really asking you, okay? That's what I'm trying to figure out, so. And I'm hoping you guys can see this too. I have a list of the names for tomorrow. Does that come up at all? Let's see if it shows on my screen. Uh-oh, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, there it is. Yeah, you guys can see that, which is good. So I could show that I randomly generated something and people will actually believe me, hopefully. Okay, that's good. Ilbuko, I will be live tomorrow at 12:30, which it'll be 12:30 in 3 hours from now, and then I think you add 15 hours. No, you don't have 15 hours, but that doesn't make any sense. You add 12 hours, so it would be about 15 hours from now, a little less than that. I'll be live 12:30 in California, United States time. Wes, let's see, most people hold them all and show them one at a time. Okay, kind of thumbing through, I guess. Hopefully is what you're saying. I thumb through. All right, great. Okay. Anybody have any other advice before I let you go? Because I don't want to keep you. I will save the suspense for tomorrow. I would put the down the way you can sleeve without the other cards. All right. So maybe Giovanni, if I find something good, then I put them down so I can sleeve at that point in time. Or would you say go one down every single time and then sleeve after that? And then Bilson is telling me that there's someone that has a much better discard the code or show the back. Yes, I will discard the code. Bilson, listen, buddy. Can you just listen? I don't want to know about someone's got a better collection than mine. Okay, fine. I mean, you don't think I've got enough insecurities already? Sure, maybe my collection isn't as sealed as other people. Maybe it's not as Japanese or Korean or Spanish as other people. That's fine. That's fine. It's a pretty nice collection. I mean, there's kind of one of everything in there, kind of. But I can go find Aaron the Man, and I can take care of business there too. Do you think Aaron the Man can take me out in a ring? Maybe we go in the squared circle and we do a few rounds. I don't know. I mean, it's just something to think about. I'm not trying to be violent. I'm just saying, you know, I've got my own issues and I've got a nice sealed collection. Don't think I don't. I don't need 12 or something. 1, 2, 3, or 4 is good. Let's see. TCA Gaming is good too. Yes, I love Rusty, and I'm never going to say anything wrong with Rusty. He's got his act together, and he's just a fine young gentleman. So, yes, I haven't really watched a lot of their videos. So Leon Hart and stuff, I've kind of watched just little bits and pieces. But I kind of wanted to develop my own style without like stealing. But I appreciate it. And I expect that anybody that's watching tomorrow, if you guys are kind enough to do that, will guide me through. We'll say, David, what you just did was stupid. Let's fix it right now so the mistakes don't continue on. That's the fun, right? That's the fun of kind of making it our own. Asaf, thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate that. You know how fond I am of you. Someone told me not to show the codes, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. You guys know everything. You don't realize how much I don't know. That's sad. But somebody told me that that if the code actually is indicative of whether or not there's a good card in the pack. So try not to show it. It's got a color or something on it that tells you. So I will not be showing the codes to keep suspense as high as possible. Drunken Cooking, I can probably, if you guys want to guess what he's doing right now. Tell me if you can guess his status and what he's doing right now. I'll give you 2 words, Drunken Cooking. And then he defends me to his girlfriend when I'm talking to Pikachu. That's sweet, buddy. That may be that make sure you tell your girlfriend that she's got a heck of a keeper there, because that's really nice. Show the cards back, do the trick so that the rare is the last one, turn the cards, and enjoy the cards together. Okay, I'm going to try that. Excited for the break. If you're opening a full case, then maybe just got to the rares, but just booster box, you can take more time. Okay. And super effective collectibles. That's why you're super effective at collecting, because you narrow it down to an exact science. I mean, that's what I'm thinking as well. I didn't realize I did this. This was pretty smart. I scheduled back-to-back breaks tomorrow, and my battery on my card side camera isn't going to go that long. So we're going to really pump on through that thing, okay? Because once that goes out, we've got nothing to do except I'm going to open it, and you guys are going to have to believe what I tell you I'm opening, which I'm not sure that's going to happen. So, okay, and Asaf is clarifying for me. Thank you for that. White is good, and green is bad. White is good and green is bad. I could go so many political ways with that, but I just won't. It's not the appropriate times in the country. Unity is what is called for. So I'm going to call both white and green good. Maybe in this case, green just isn't quite as good as white. It's good in a different, better kind of good way. Okay, and there's my good buddy, Colin, who I appreciate it. Colin, you can see how it's working. So there's the good news, my friend. I'm sorry that you had the day like that, and I hope that you feel better. If you get up in the morning and decide you want to talk about anything, my friend, here's the deal. What I cannot fix is I cannot fix the black borders around the sides of my camera that's looking at cards. I cannot fix that right now. And when I go picture in picture, and I'll show you this if you can see it real quick. We'll go like this, both cameras. You see, Colin, if you look at the space in between them, let's see, I'm going to look at the live stream and see if it comes up as well so I can see what you guys are seeing real quick. See that black space in the middle? I can't seem to get both pictures like one inside the other. So I don't know, for some reason mine, I can't enlarge the one for the cards to go all the way and then me be inside it. I don't know if we had that working before. And because of and I'll turn this on and see if you can see it at all. Let me see if that shows up as a red line on your screen here in a second. I don't know if OBS will show that. Give me a second so we can see if there's any red on your guys' screens at all. No, it may not because it's coming through my screen. So anyway, so the red border, Colin, comes down right to the small picture. So that's where the black is coming and why I can't put the two pictures together. So anyways, if you get up in the morning and we'll talk tomorrow, that would be cool. Thank you. But get some rest and I hope you feel better. Michael is adding to the comments, which is wonderful, but he didn't say adding to the comments for the first time ever. And I appreciate the nice comments, sir. That's very kind of you. Here's the good news about my breaks. You guys are going to be pretty excited about this. I'm the only one that eats during breaks because I have to. I have that, that problem. So we'll be doing, tomorrow I will be doing peanut butter and pretzels while I'm opening. Every day I'm going to do a special flavor of food that I think people will enjoy. So you guys bring the snacks too. It's like a Super Bowl party. I definitely try to keep my hands as clean as I can. I get that that's not, the best, but I can't help it. It keeps me going. If something's longer than 30 minutes or so, I have to eat. It's just part of a metabolism thing. If you don't want to give the code away, don't show any of the letters or scanner box, Wes. You can tell from the color or the other side of it, it has TCG at the end of the code. All right. So we'll talk about that when I might show like one code card tomorrow at the end of a pack, and then you guys can walk me through that. Okay. And that's nice. The most optimal way of doing breaks is tossing the commons away and putting the rares aside so we can get back to Pokemon Poetry Corner. You know what? I may wrap out a Pokemon Poetry Corner tomorrow. I don't know. Here's the sad news. My second box break tomorrow is the random break, right? Okay. So the random break is, Asaf, no one said they were dirty fingers. I said they were food fingers. There's a big difference. They're not going to, peanut butter is not a dirty thing. It's a delicious thing, okay? Get your priorities straight while I go back to this other thing. So, Train to Go says, didn't expect to log in and see you go live. Well, I was doing that tomorrow, but my good buddy Colin said, let's at least get one test run out of the way to make sure. So I may be doing this a lot of times now. You guys may find me going living all night long, every night. I don't have much else to do. I'm very fond of all of you because no one will talk to me around my own house. They yell at me. They tell me what kind of dad I should be. Be quiet, I'm on a broadcast. That's kind of what you hear around here. So Okay, so what was I talking about? What I want to say is tomorrow, make sure you guys tell me about the different codes and what they mean while the broadcast is going. And also, on the random box break, which is the one where I assign energies to different people, you get all the energies. I don't know what the energies are. So I did like I'm writing to someone today and I go, what's the difference between the three white ones? Which is the metal, which is the which is the dark, and which is the colorless? And so people better keep me honest during those breaks. When I'm about to give one to one guy and I should be giving it to somebody else, let me know. I collect the cards. I don't study the cards. I never took a test on the cards. I stick them in binder pages. I love them to death. I have no idea what the cards are doing. Okay. And train to go, by the way, I'm trying to train myself. You probably trained yourself to go in a lot of different ways, and God bless you for that. It keeps you healthy. I trained myself to go on live. That's what I'm doing tonight. It's so funny. That's so good. Train to Go said, you're safe here. Won't be sending any cat puzzles. So I have my wife and son upstairs right now trying to create it's a mouse pad that holds a picture. So if you guys are able to see my mouse pad, right now you can see this, kind of crazy one that says iShares Core. Oh, this is great. Let's see. I'm going to put this in here now. Get ready. You had to get him when he was sick? Why do we got to get the cat when he's got sick mouth? Jiminy crickets. Anyways, guys, you're going to see this come in. This is what I was working on.
Lipstick.
It's not lipstick. It's when he had an infection.
That was when he was way younger.
Get out. All of you people are crazy. Go print a picture when he doesn't look like he's about to die.
You put the mouse over his face.
Unbelievable. Hey, guys, I'm sorry. My cat apparently had a small infection in his mouth at this point. This wasn't prior to death. This was much younger. But I did want to look at Joey while I was doing this. So, and everybody's laughing at the fact they had to show my cat in one of the worst stages of his life. So that's nice, yeah. I loved my cat. You took her for, it's a him. You took him for granted. Get out. I play the online game, so I'd love it if my code cards were hidden. Yeah, I'm not showing nothing. DJ, nothing. Got it? It's between you and me. What happens in my man cave? I should open this up again. Let's open this up because this is good. You should look at some of my good stuff back here. Me. What happens in my man cave with all of my sports and Pokemon figures stays in my man cave between you and me. Okay. And woes, buddy. Nice to see you're not playing Fortnite tonight. God bless you. And shout outs to Joey the cat. Thank you. Hey, buddy. How are you? Thank you about not being shy about getting on. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Wes, if we're not in for fun times, buddy, you have no idea. One of the best parts about being one of the oldest people in the Pokemon hobby, and I know Steve's out there, he's probably not watching now because at his age, you got to be in bed. Gary right now is probably on some kind of serious medication because you can imagine at his age, plus, he's got a beautiful wife and she's rivaling him for followers and stuff now. So they're probably at home, they've got a big competitive thing going. Beautiful couple, love them, their daughter. Trying to set the daughter up with my son a couple of years from now because I think the daughter's 6, my son is 9. Kind of it's like Pokemon breeding. Did you guys watch the Kentucky Derby today? So I was talking about, nobody said anything for a minute and then you can tell me what stuff. Asaf, have a good time at work, buddy. You deserve it. Work hard, make money, and keep finding cards for me because you're the best. So I'm talking about lineage, right? And I'm talking about breeding. And I think that's what's going to happen between Gary, Pokemon King Gary, and me and my family is we're going to put the kids together. And there's going to be this tremendous lineage of Pokemon collectors for years to come. I'm pretty excited about that. So am I excited about Pokemon's 25th anniversary? I'm hopeful to get to my own 25th anniversary first. My wife has put out some recent threats. So there's priorities. But yes, if I can navigate the muddy waters that is my situation, sure, why not? Cool Man Cave, thank you. It's nice. I don't know if you can see. I have these upper deck. Can you see that on my computer? I got to make sure that's not there. Let me get rid of that. Close that down. I have these upper deck. They're called breakthrough pieces. So you got Kobe on the right wall. You got Kobe, Michael Jordan, and LeBron with the basketballs coming through the glass. And then on the other side of the other wall, you have Peyton Manning when he was back with Indianapolis throwing the football through. And at some point, I will show you on the wall that I'm staring at that you can't see. I've got Tiger Woods swinging a golf club coming through his picture. And then, of course, the 2 Pokemon pieces on the back. So, Anthony, no reason to laugh. You don't need to laugh, buddy. At this point, I'm standing up, but I do have pants on. There's no reason to laugh. Nash figure, absolutely. C-Money, that definitely. You know why? And, of course, now he's back in the news, right? White privilege and all that. No, it's not white privilege. But it is tough. It's a good situation. A young, new coach going to find some tough times. But Nash was the mentor. Nash was the... What is it when you look up to someone? Was the example I wanted my younger kids to see when it came to playing basketball and how wonderfully hard work paid off. So that's why we got that figure. Pokemon breeding, I wasn't kidding. If it means to keep the hobby alive, I've told my wife many times, if I can keep this hobby going at the highest level, I'll breed with anybody. I don't know. She didn't take it right. It didn't come out right, but you guys know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm all about what's doing right for the fans. They're not game balls. They're not game balls. The balls that are coming through are basically whatever was licensed to be able to be put out by the NBA at that point in time. So there's like a couple of Spaldings and a Wilson because things shifted over the course of years and stuff. So I do need hockey memorabilia, and you're right, by the way. And I have a lot of it, but because we were Shark season ticket holders for many, many years in the beginning at the original Cow Palace in San Francisco, so that was fun. But I didn't ever get anything specific other than occasionally a puck or 2 or whatever for that. And let's see, we got, by the way, Anthony, I was saying don't laugh at me because it's not right. Open up the most random pack ever. That's fun. I got to figure out what that is. In my collection, it could be anything. But I think that's what's going to do. If we can grow this into something where people will actually watch me open things, I may just throw something in and I go, for one of those people that is in the box break, we do one more random number generation. We say, hey, this is going to be this person's extra special thing. You got lucky tonight, and here's where we go. So I think that's pretty cool. Drunken cooking, because we know he's still doing 2 things. What if I do if I've invested in Pokemon for many years and now it's time to sell and buy land house, but I can't find it in myself to sell anything Pokemon? That is a great question. I'd stick with the Pokemon, honestly. The way it's just, going up in price right now, escalating in price and value, that's going to be your best bet, really. Live in your 2-room hut and don't better your life in any way when it comes to living situation. My dad always said, don't live for the house. You don't want to have to make a payment. Just your whole life goes to the house. And this way you can keep collecting, keep buying things. That's a wonderful thing to do, by the way. So let's see. Wes, you're 40? Shut the front door. I wouldn't have picked you for a day older than 32 or 3. A lot of big man childs is what we are. Some adult ladies. Yeah, that's true. So Wes is just saying that he didn't understand so many, men actually do this. And, this is an age, Wes. I don't know if you realize that every store, every mall you go to, you look at the Lululemon store, and then across the way, there's a guy's Lululemon store, or there's something like that, right? Pink is the new black. And of course, my 2 favorite colors are both. Yeah, just understand we have to band together. The effeminate men in us, if that's what we want to call ourselves. By the way, that makes no sense. I'm going to do a broadcast very soon. I've been writing it for why aren't more women collecting Pokemon cards. But anyway, so I can't say we're effeminate because we collect Pokemon, because no women collect Pokemon. So it's a different thing. It's a kind of a collector vibe. It's a very insulated, reclusive kind of, intellectual vibe. And that's why you're part of it, Wes. Fox is Fox. He couldn't believe that I actually got the camera rolling. I have 2 cameras on me right now. It's kind of impressive I can't do it without Colin, but I'll shout him out tomorrow. And of course, Colin dealt with me one day and ended up in the hospital today. One day of dealing with me, and the guy's never been sick a day in his life. Never missed a day of school, never missed a day of work. But C-Money TCG, he is in the hospital today after one day of dealing with me. And he's going to really call me in the morning and help me, right, to set up the fixes? Yeah, right. Don't do it. Stay away. Yeah, Anthony, my quick funny comments come from the fact that this is my real life, but you guys don't realize it. When I do my videos, that I script a lot of it because I'm very nervous. And right now, at this time of night, you know what happens if you watch my last video when it's nighttime? I got no nice shirt on. I got nothing. I got no makeup on my face. My salad is done. It's in my system at this point. What do we have for dinner tonight? What'd you guys make for dinner? Oh, I had some kind of, what kind of food place does she work at?
Gotta eat a pita.
Oh, some kind of pita stuff that I had. And so, yeah, that's, the female collector scene is big on Instagram. Well, we need to get over on that side, okay? Steven PFC, no, we're not going to show you the pre-release of Raichu, not yet. Michael is finally talking without saying, just adding the comments. I love that. And more men aren't collecting Barbies because there's no toy stores. They should figure that out. Hasbro is long gone at this point. They're not, but they should be. Okay, let's see what else we got. Dana's out there, and she says that if there were more women my age that collected and made content, she would love that. But she's scared to put her image out there because women are treated terribly on the internet, which is fair enough. So I think you can count on my favorite and most often awarded Halloween costume is when I dress up like a woman. I'll have to get rid of this, but of course this is just a pandemic thing. So I can get rid of that. I can do the woman thing, and although you don't need a woman to direct their comments to women, but we as women, however we choose to define ourselves as gender neutral, should be able to set an example for people, for sure, all of us. I want to. I love that. We're going to do more for women. I'm going to come up with something. I swear. It's on my head. It's on my head a lot, and I'm being serious on this one respect. I think there should be Facebook forums for them, whatever. So we're going to figure that out. Yes, and there's C Money. He's keeping it real. Okay, so now Colin said, and here's the comment, guys. We worked so hard last night, I ruptured an eardrum. All right? You understand? I was talking so much to the guy, and he's like, I can't believe I've offered my assistance to this clown. I heard him mutter under his breath, clown. I'm not kidding. So he ruptured an eardrum. He was in the clinic all day today. Can you finish? He goes, no, I can't take any more of you within 24 hours. God bless, you're a saint. Okay. Okay, that's sad. That's sad. This person said, Steph, that Gotta Eat a Pita is good, but they got sick last time they were there. All right. So, you know what? Point well taken. I only eat it. Let's put this out there, okay? I would never, ever go. Okay, stop typing and listen. I would never go to Gotta Eat a Pita. All right. It's just not my kind of food, but I've eaten there under two circumstances. One was about a year ago, I think I mentioned to you guys that I went to what I like to call, I can't say it, it's not appropriate on video, so I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call it that I went to my food intervention program, where I was able to determine through the stuff that I was going through that I had the, whatever I told you guys had in a previous video, like bulimia nervosa or whatever. So problems with guilt over eating. Well, in that program, they force you to eat your meal. You have to sit there at dinner, and they would buy takeouts, like once a week, and they would put it in, and then you have to eat it. And so that was the first time I ever tasted the food and go, this isn't so bad. Now my daughter works there, okay? By the way, the daughter, she's still not dating anybody. And so let's address that at some point as well, anybody that's interested. But anyways, so she gets a free meal every time she works there and brings that home. And we've run out of money since I've made my last acquisitions of base set 4th print hollows. So we're eating the free food now, which is why I now am eat a pita, gotta eat a pita, because I gotta know a money to spend. Okay, good. Okay, and then my daughter got on because she's nowhere else that she'd like to spend a Saturday night. How about sleeping, taking care of your child, trying to make your man happy, and doing something that's meaningfully gonna impact your brain? That would be something you could do. Matt got here 30 minutes late, but you know what's good about that? Matt's known for being about 45 minutes late, which means at this point, Matt Cast is early. You know what? Thank you, Matt. Better late than never is what I say. It's probably what's going to go on my tombstone sooner than I'd like. Okay. And Michael would like, Michael, if you ever get out to California, we're going to do it. We're going to In-N-Out and or anywhere you want. It's on me. It'd be better if it was gotta eat a pita, because it's a cheaper thing for me at this point. It's just a temporary impasse with the money thing. That's going to be fine. All right. Glycine Airman. I don't know what that's about. If like planes fly or what's going on, but he's having a good time, and or he or she, because that whole gender neutral thing. And Glycine was shouted out on one of my very earliest videos for a great comment, which I can't remember because once I tape them and tuck them away, they're gone forever. This dude roasts his kids. Yeah, if you had my kids, you'd roast my kids. You have no idea. And the one that's graduated college is the one that's still not working. Working here is considered 3 hours a night on DoorDash. The only time the boys will get in the car and go to work is if there's apparently something called peak pay. So they get something extra for like $3 or $4 an hour more. That's when they go. If it's not peak pay, it's sit on the couch pay and play no play. Okay, that's what it is. All right? It's terrible. I'm going to tell you right now, it's just absolutely terrible. But I should be proud. This is the best time of my life when I don't go out of the house so people can't say, well, how are your kids doing? I don't want anybody to ask me that question. It's a complete embarrassment. It's all right. And they know. It's fine. Did I catch the Overeem fight tonight? Of course I caught the Overeem fight tonight. What do you think of course. So looked completely out of it. We were screaming at him to retire. By the way, for those that don't know, this is an MMA fight. And the first 2 rounds, and then, he just kind of took over. I don't know what happened. I mean, the other guy was punishing him and hitting him, and I almost thought it was like the old Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope when I thought Overeem was going to have him punch himself out. Kind of worked out that way, but Herb Dean should have stopped that fight a lot sooner at the end. That guy was turning over away from him, getting those hands busted to the face was too much. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Everybody's having a good time, and that's good. Mr. Palavakakakakakas, Mr. Palavacas, Mr. Palavacas, what do you say? You can't say anything. I can only read what you're saying. But so, he says to me, I'm late to work every day. It rhymed anyways. I don't know how it came out that way. They made pilots' watches in the 1960s, glycine airmen. So I was on the right track for the whole naming thing. Pilots' watches. If you find one of those under the ground, you can take it and probably have it melt down for gold. Anybody that has to go to bed, you shouldn't be here anymore. It's just kind of winding me down before I take my melatonin. I'm just getting ready for tomorrow. It's fun. I'm having fun. You're still awake? You need rest. Come in here. Let's see your hair. Come on, hurry up. Come on, just stand in the picture. I don't know what you want. Look right here at this camera. And this is my son. He's 9. What do you think about his height? Yeah, 9 years old. He's going to be, by the way, this is Luke. If you guys don't know, this is Luke. He's going to come on in a minute. Our goal for Luke, and I'm not kidding around, by the way, is for Luke to be an NBA player. So Luke practices every day, and Luke's got handles, and I'll let you see it sometime. Luke is a wonderfully amazing shooter. I guarantee you hit more threes than any of you that are up to 40 years old. And but he doesn't practice hard enough, so we're getting him to work at it. And his hair is stand up straight and look. This is 9 years old, and I'm 50 years more than that. How old am I, buddy?
59.
59 years old. Really good with math. Okay. Do you like math?
Yeah.
Okay, you hate math, don't lie. Do you like, look up this, the red light is what's filming right now, okay? If you look at the red light, it actually looks like you care, okay? Luke is going to be here tomorrow, and he's going to be our what is the guy that runs the circus? Master of ceremonies? Okay, Luke's going to be the master of ceremonies, so if one of my people hits a big card, he's all set up with kind of drums and Nerf guns and some dancing, okay? Are you looking forward to that? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Luke, are you looking forward to that?
Yes.
Okay, what a liar. Get out. Good to see you. Have a good night. Okay, when will you do an enter the vault, walk around entire collection room? I'll do that. I'll do everything at 10,000 subs, guys. If I can get up to there and you guys will actually keep watching. Right now, nobody's watching anymore. I got to go on late at night and find the infomercial folks. All of us that are insecure, alone, reclusive, and got nothing better to do. You're my peeps. Person's Pokemon peeps. Peep, Mary, I don't know, okay. But we will do I was going to bring it out. I was going to bring some of the collection out, but we'll do that across time. And if we have fun with these Darkness Ablaze breaks, and I know they're the cheaper ones, I couldn't get any traction on the more expensive ones, but I'm going to figure it out. We're going to keep revising. You're going to see a little different twist on a couple things tomorrow. And Luke's taller than Dana. Yeah, I understand, Dana. It's kind of sad, isn't it? But it's good, and we all have our good things. You're smarter than Luke and always will be, so that's a good thing. Then we're going to try some other things. And I bought 24 cases of Darkness Ablaze so we can keep doing it if we're having fun. Okay, hopefully people have fun. Wes is correcting most of my mistakes. The ringmaster, thanks, Wes. Apparently he spends a lot of time at the circus. That's good. Those elephants were never well taken care of, Wes, just so you know. I am standing up, just so you know. I can't sit down. I tried it. I can't get the camera angles right, and I get too nervous. I'm a basketball coach, and there's different styles of coaching. So I'm one of these guys that I just walk around. I'm always walking, and talking, whatever. So I'll suffer tomorrow because of my plantar fasciitis, which means I won't be able to walk for a couple of months, but that's okay. I'm putting in the work and doing my time right now, having a good time. Pop's Pokey Peeps. No, it's not Pops, darling. You can't. You're my daughter. Nobody else is my daughter, except there's one guy that wants to be. But I'm not going to get into that. Do I need to buy more Primal Clash boosters? Absolutely. You got to buy anything. I had to postpone all the booster breaks except for the 3 Darkness Ablaze ones because I can't get enough traction. But anybody that buys, go out there and we're going to set them up. Maybe people have so much fun. They'll say, look, we got to do more of this. I don't care. I'm selling this stuff cheap. I'm trying to have fun. It's not about making money right now except for the eating thing. All right. My son-in-law just said he's my daughter, so apparently we've been waiting to hear that a long time. So God bless him. Finally, he came out, and I have no problem with that. Oh, wait a minute. It's my daughter using my son-in-law's phone. So she actually is my daughter, and that's nice. Pretty much everybody's gone at this point. I missed one comment from my hugging buddy. I don't know if I can go back. Goose, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it. Let's see if I can go back. I might have missed him. Darn it. Mason's up here. Do you collect match prints? Mason, I don't know if I know what a match print is. Somebody said it to me the other day. I don't remember what it was. I may be of cooking and drinking. So, all right, my hugging buddy went to bed. So if I didn't say good night, Il Buco, God bless you, and have a wonderful night. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Count Omar used to play college ball. Cool. Man, my son, Goose, who is also known as Wyatt, he's in his final year. They actually shut down sports this year, so he couldn't get his last year of college basketball, but he played at Notre Dame Belmont, which is here in California. Not the real Notre Dame, it's the fake Notre Dame. Most of my kids have done fake things. But he had a great high school career, and they won the first championship of the state in the, not state, whatever it is, it's not that good, but the section championship of the entire school's history with him at a school when we found ourselves down in San Jose, so that was fun. And that's why we have been coaching, training basketball our whole lives, and Luke has the chance. We think Luke's going to be about 6'3" or 6'4", so we're hopeful that he'll be able to do some miraculous things, yeah. All right, can I go up to the bottom of this? Oh, okay. You know, Laura should rest, Dan, because you know why? She's doing all the work in the house. Have you ever seen her post? Dan, you got to help out a little bit, buddy. I mean, I know it's not what you want to hear me say, but Laura is doing all that work. We got to step up. My wife says to me all the time, I have never stepped up, and she's never left, so it's worked out okay. But I just, either you or the bear should help out as much as possible. Who's on your record player these days? Well, Nate, who's on my record players during these musicians' hours is whatever my kids play, because I try to be cool. I try to keep it real, I say bud to a lot of you guys, but most of the time I'm calling somebody bruh. Hey, bruh, what's up, bruh? Because you got to do what's going on, right, bruh? So, I'm just trying to keep it like whatever. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll do, love country. I got all my girls from country music. I had all my fun as a youth through pop music. These days, I do a little bit of both, but I love Christian music because I think it's just a very uplifting, very nice sound. I love rap music. I love kind of a little bit of anything. So, if you play it and I'm listening, I'm going to do it. And we got a lot of rap and stuff going on in the driveway at all times because that's where the training goes on, and my son's got that blasting through the cars. Mm-hmm. There's at least 6 people who haven't liked the video. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Nobody's going to like the video, but you know what? I like doing it, and I don't care, so that's fine. How do you feel about Pokemon card investing recently becoming mainstream? Are we peaking? Well, definitely we're peaking at a moment. So somebody asked me tonight about what they should pay for a base box 4th print from the UK. And I go out there, and I haven't looked at the base boxes for a little bit. The lowest price unlimited base box was $12,000. Okay, that tells you. By the way, they're not all selling. A lot of them aren't selling. Everybody's gone up from there, from 12 to 25, 30,000. So, yeah, we're in a bit of a peak. There's no question, because when you think of the supply for those boxes, it's crazy. There's a ton of supply. So people are just kind of holding and hoping right now, and we'll see where it takes us. But I think that if the big YouTube breakers aren't breaking, there's gonna be people that are gonna be priced out for quite a while now. And so you have to be careful, especially unless something really has the demand along with the lack of supply, kind of both. So you better believe Professor Oak calls people. Yeah, I know that. Professor in the house. Can you, of course. Elvis Presley, well, certainly, again, I ain't nothing but a hound dog, and I'll give you that. So it's everything. There's nothing. I consider myself very open to all of that stuff, and I like to like what other people are liking so we can all like it together. So I like it all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. My son-in-law is drinking heavily again and says this makes him laugh. I'm not sure which part of that. I'm just here. Dr. Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln is on the call. God bless you for that. I'm just here because I got tired of being on eBay looking up Pokemon cards all day on my day off. You have no idea, okay? It's an addiction. So I'm missing the same number of cards. I'm not going to state it because I play how many cards am I missing. Not going to do that side. And then think about the entirety of the collection. How many cards am I missing? Well, I am missing some there. Not very many. And so I am continuously surveying the landscape across the United States and the globe to try to find those cards. And it just becomes this continuous, almost infinite loop. And I'm like, why are you still doing this? It's not going to appear 5 minutes after you looked the last time. So I get it, Dr. Lincoln. That's why you were a president and you're a lot smarter than me. You actually, freed some people and then got off of eBay. So that's cool. Matt Cast asks, how extensive is your sealed booster box collection? Well, here's what it is. It's one of every single booster box that has ever been made. At least. I have more than one, but not of every one, but one of each, such that every box has different cards inside of it. Okay? So here's the deal. I would say that means like I would not have a jungle red logo box because it does not have different cards inside it. It has just a different color on the front. But the fossil red logo does, so I have that one in my collection. So the I might be missing one box, and I won't mention that right now. It'd be a very early box that's a very different variant. That would be only one I'd possibly be missing. I'm not sure because I'm not exactly sure what I have. But okay, just one sec here. So I'm proud of my sealed collection. I really love it, and I bought several more boxes. I was going for a second of every box. I have maybe 3 or 4 boxes to go to get to a second of every box, but I don't have the big ones. I'd be missing the red fossil. I'd be missing the unlimited first edition and those if I were going to do that. I have the rest of them. My son's girlfriend, Liz, got on. Goose, Liz just broke up with you. I'm just telling you. She didn't want to tell you, but it's on the thing. Please tell him it was fun. I really did love him back in the day, but it's not worked out to my... I don't want to say the word goose. So anyways, I'm sorry about that, Liz. I really am. We loved you. If you want to stay part of the family, we'd rather have you anyways. Fox would like to just come in the back. Nobody could see that. That's nice. Crawl through. Smart. I am tempted to sell a bit of my collection to have some extra cash, but I'm not sure. The only thing I'll tell you guys, if you can make money and pocket money, it's never a bad thing. It depends on, are you collecting? Are you investing? If it's something that's going to take your heart and pull at your heartstrings because you're missing your collection, that's not good. So if it's something where you bought it for investment, you don't mind making a few $1,000s or something, that's definitely a possibility. That would be cool. I got to make sure you guys are looking at my sick cat. My cat is a beautiful animal, and I love my cat, and my cat has passed away, and I miss him every single day. I can't tell you. I can't look at pictures very often. I can't look at night before I go to bed, so I had my family make a picture for this screensaver for tonight, and then they made this picture of my cat while it was having an infection in its mouth, because that's what you want to see, a big red puffy mouth, which wasn't prior to the cat passing. This was, cats get the same infection all the time, but we couldn't find a nice, beautiful picture of my cat. We had to do that. So, all right. And Anthony is, okay, so Anthony, here's the deal. So Anthony says, I've been noticing a pattern with how many cards you are missing, but need some more data sets to prove my theory, which is really good. Anthony, what I want to say is thank you for watching. Okay, honestly. I put my kids, oh good, the battery went off, so that's good. That was going to happen. I knew the battery was going to go bad on one of the cameras. I told you that, so we'll go to this one now. So I tested all my kids this week, and I said, are you watching my videos? And they're like, oh yeah, we're watching them. I go, then I need you to answer one question. How many cards am I missing? All right, I asked 7 of my 8 kids, how many cards am I missing? One kid got it, and that's because they guessed. No one was watching any of the videos. So, you're trying to put some hours on the video time, and you're trying to do it. No. So, Anthony, thank you for actually caring. Dodger, the black triangle box, I don't know what's in it, if it's really different. You'd have to tell me if there's something different in it. Again, it's not one, would not have a black triangle box. So if it does one that has some different cards, because I don't know, then you'd tell me and I wouldn't have it. So that could be 2 that I'm missing. What do I do for work? And drunken cooking is apparently, sobriety is beginning to enter the picture again to afford all those boxes. So what I do for work is I'm a financial advisor. I basically help people with their financial planning and investment management so that they can do the things that make life enjoying for them from a financial standpoint, and or for a lot of folks get towards retirement. I say what we do is we protect their money from the markets and themselves. So what that means is the markets are what go up and down every day. And if you don't do it right, and if you listen to the noise, and if you buy too much of one thing, and if you take too many chances, it's all legalized gambling. So I try to protect against, hedge against market risk while they can still make money. And then the part against protecting their money against the markets and themselves is the behavioral finance aspect, which is people make emotional decisions with their money, and you can't do that. That's a bad combination. So you don't want to make emotional decisions. You want to make rational decisions, mathematical decisions, and we're able to care about our clients and them getting to a financial position where they need to be. They're worried about emotional stuff. Well, I love this stock, or my company has this stock. I have no emotionality or emotion invested in what they own. My emotions are invested in getting them to whatever they want to do in life, whether or not that's 2 trips a year or putting their kids through college or buying a house or retiring at a certain age. So I'm very fortunate. I've been working about 25 years in the field and have done well. So that's cool. Disperse knows that my number is 0, and that's why he's also watching, which is so kind. Do I have every trophy card? Fox asked. That's a great question. It's probably one of the second most prideful things that I have in the collection. Is he's asking about the World Championship trophy cards that are awarded at the end of the World Championships every single year since 2004. In the early years up to about 2011 or 12, there was 3, first place, second place, and third place. And then after that, there were 4. I have every single trophy card except for the 2019 number 4. So I do have every other one. Yeah, so I'm very fortunate, and thank you for asking. Dave is actually PKONNO. Glycine, you may be hanging out with Drunken Cooking right now because I do not know what that means. Michael, I would absolutely. Michael, if it meant that I could help you talk more, I would definitely adopt a 33-year-old. My wife and I are trying to talk about putting together a child exchange. This is something that would work out where basically just like barter or you get rid of some of the children that aren't working out for you and you try to move to another batch and maybe they resonate. It's sort of like trading players in a professional sports. Maybe they have a better outcome with another team. So we're going to see if that's even legal. I think we're hoping that as of age of majority it would be, and we're going to see if we can work that out. So Matt Cast, 8 kids. I sleep on the couch now to avoid going past 2. Matt, I started doing that I never started doing that, Matt, which is why I have the problem. So you know what? It's smart, very smart. Oh, Dana, no. Dana, I love your collection. I don't care how many cards it's missing. It's yours. It's beautiful. It's Canadian, and it's fantastic. Let's see. And now pretty much it's just my family throwing cuss words. So most of the rest of you seem to be gone, which is fine. Love it. Everybody else seems to be gone. I will see hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will come around. And how long have I been on this thing? Have I been on more than 6 or 7 minutes, guys?
At least 40.
What?
At least 40.
What, all of a sudden you could tell time? Couldn't tell time when you couldn't graduate college. Go get a job. DoorDash isn't giving peak pay tonight. Get out of here. Unbelievable. I'm sorry, guys. I try to keep my emotions in check, but it's not easy. Yeah, that's nice. Dispersed. How does that even work? More likes than viewers. People take a small thing. So is the first American trophy card the Tropical Mega Battle Executor? No. The first American trophy card is really considered, if you really think about it, it's the 2004 number 1. The other ones are all different. There were world championships started in 2001 or 2, I think, but there weren't cards really given out. The first real known to be trophy cards. There were tournaments. There were where the best players in the world were invited to come for the Tropical Mega Battles in '99 and 2000, but they're not cards. And if you're talking about the bilingual executor, I don't know. I know it's not considered to be a trophy card, but it is a bilingual card. And of course, if it is, then I do have it. Do I collect anything other than Pokemon and sports? Not anymore. We used to collect my wife Lucy dolls. I used to collect Curious George memorabilia, but all of that will be going in time through my eBay business because this is taken over a life its own, and I'm too old to do anything else anymore. So, Dan, what time tomorrow? It'll be 12:30 California time is when I do the first break, and 2:30 California time with the second break. That's when I'm going to do the 2 of those. Yeah, I know. MacCast is right. How dare my kid interrupt my stream without a college degree? My kid has interrupted my life without a college degree. You know, kids are supposed to grow up and move out, all right? I'm going to tell you, there probably is a reason. I'm not bragging, I promise. I don't brag about anything. I could care less. It's more for my wife. But you have a very large house. It's over 7,000 square foot. It has plenty of rooms. My kids will not leave the rooms. They don't leave the house. So it was probably a mistake. Maybe if we lived in a two-room shanty, they'd actually go get a job and get the heck out. Yeah, just a thought. Would love to hear about your early background in the card world. Yeah, let's see, Epic Tube. You know, again, my early background in the card world was started just sports cards, very, very young, and then Pokemon cards as the hobby came around in 99, 2000. It was 2004 when I bought the big collections, and that's what got me really rolling. I knew at that point that I had something special because I bought from people that had collected everything up to that time. And so they were bailing. One person I bought from wanted money to go and he wanted to sell the collection because he wanted to remodel cars, and the hobby was not anything at that time. It was so unpopular. It had fallen out of favor and fallen out of favor of people's vision. So I was very fortunate, again, to be able to pick up some amazing sets, some amazing packs, promo cards, things like that turned out to be really one of a kind. And then, of course, as my interest in the hobby grew because I had confidence in what I owned, then I went after just about everything and try to really round it out. And I bought another couple of collections over the course of years. I do have to get those out onto the markets just because I've started in the last year trying to sell things that are duplicates to put things back, money back, so I can keep the collection going. Because I'm still having to spend, obviously, to get everything. So, but that's fun. Dana, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Hope you sleep well. Thank you for participating tomorrow, and I look forward to being on with you again then. Giovanni, you buy into the breaks on my website. I have a new website. It's called David Poke, P-O-K-E, Persin.com, P-E-R-S-I-N. And I have only one pack left for tomorrow, which is a normal pack break. Darkness Ablaze, which meaning when I say pack break, I mean that it's a 3-pack. You're going to get 3 packs for that break. And again, so there's one of those you'll see on the Darkness Ablaze. You go to David Poke Person, you click on the store at the top, you then click on live booster box breaks, and you'll find Darkness Ablaze, the only one that's not sold out. And then I'm doing it a little different tomorrow. Just I want to see what happens, and I'm going to try different things for fun. But instead of showing you, so let's say you're a person and you get 3 packs, I'm not going to give you all your 3 packs at once. I randomized all 36 entries, and it's going to be whenever your 3 spots fall within those 36. So that'll be fun. And then after tomorrow, I'll know if there's any more demand for this. Like I said, I purposely just bought 23 cases of Darkness Ablaze. So if you guys have fun, and I sell them cheap enough where you guys think they're fun and it's a good deal, and you guys also enjoy the live breaks, then we'll do more. And then I'd like to do them for many other sets, but I just have to figure out if people will buy the packs. I put 5 or 6 other breaks out there, and I've only had a few packs sold so far. But again, I'm not known for doing this, so I understand you have to pay your dues. You got to do the work before people are going to come. What do you mean you want to get back together with him? No. What? You just broke his heart. Now you changed your mind? No. Liz, that's not going to work, sweetie. I appreciate it. It seems like you've got a couple of issues you may need to work out. Talk about changing your mind. But so I'm not even going to tell him that, honey. I'm sorry that you just broke my son's heart and now you want to get back. No, you do. You figure out a way to tell him. I'm not doing that. Disperse, do I collect sealed cases? I do not. So the only reason I have sealed cases is that several years back, I started buying 1 or 2 a year just to put away for investment. So I would not collect them. I bought a bunch of Burning Shadows, just to have it as an investment. I bought some of this Darkness Ablaze the same way. But I'm not, I'm very open to selling that over the course of time. Again, one of the problems is as you get to be my age, which is going to be 60, I can't do this forever. Maybe another 5-10 years of being strong into whatever I'm going to do in the hobby. And hopefully it'll be longer. My health will hold up and everything, but I do need to sell some stuff and make some money as well. So I'm not, that stuff's not part of the collection formally. No. Smack Daddy, I cannot believe you're here. I am so glad you're here. I just want to say that I never commented on your, I was going to put your comment in a video the one time you said, "Hey Dad," and I have it all set out. So I just want to tell you, your mom and I look at you like you're another son. okay? I just want you to know. I know you don't realize that, but ever since you made that comment, if you need anything from us, anything at all except money, reach out, okay? Because you are like a son to us, Smack Daddy. You just stay in touch. That's perfect. How can I type my website into the chat? Yeah, because I can do that. Can you actually do that? Let's try it. It's not my computer. Say something. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'd never tried this. DavidPersin.com. How's that working out for you? I actually typed something on my son's computer. That's kind of cool. Wes, how do I do that? Okay, Jeffrey, I hope you saw what I just typed in as well. Again, DavidPersin.com. So Wes, how would I do that? How do I get moderators? How do you do that? Do you, anyways, let me know, because I don't know how that happens or whatever, but I understand what you're saying. Is there any other major collectors out there with similar collections to you that you know of? No, there is not. Thank you, Stephen PFC, for asking. The only reason there isn't is because I have a couple of things that it's really impossible to get. You cannot get the trophy cards like I have after this many years. Having every trophy card from 2004 to 2019 except for one, there's no such thing as that. There's too many that are owned by folks in other countries, especially the Japanese, that will not make them available. Some people have one of every card, and they'll have one of a first, a second, a third, and a fourth place. That's kind of another nuanced type of collection that people enjoy getting. But it's just having all of those. And of course, I have the only documented pre-release Raichu, so I have that one too. I have I may be the only Tropical Mega Battle set from the 1990-2000 with the era card along with it. And again, a lot of those early cards as well. So I don't think they would have what I have. Not to mention, I'm very, very close right now, and I'll talk pretty soon about it, not tonight, to having every English card ever made of any variant type whatsoever of all the sets. So, okay. Drunken Cookin' has basically just passed out. So good night, Drunken Cookin'. I hope it was good enough tonight to get you through, and that's really cool. Dispersed 2004, if you're asking, was the first year of the World Championships? Yes, and the first year of the cards. Fox, yes, I do have a pre-release Raichu, and you might be surprised to know even more than that, which we'll leave for another point in time. And is grading a thing for the pre-release Raichu? Interestingly, I'll tell you that the person that ended up selling it to me sold it to me back maybe a decade ago or so, because the story goes that he was not able to get it graded and did not want it because of that. Again, the authenticity issue. But we knew where it came from, and we knew that it came out of an employee of Wizards of the Coast, and I could care less because I don't grade, and I knew it was authentic, especially because of the time when it was coming out and all the rest of it, so I was glad to have it. Jeff, I'm going to type this in again. Mr. Pelavafakas, at 10,000 subs, I have a funny feeling you're going to see the pre-release Raichu, but not at this point before, because I do have to hold some things back to actually get people to watch me every once in a while. I'm going to try to type this in again because someone is asking again. Can you guys tell me, if I type something in, are you guys able to see what I'm typing? Because that's what it sounded like. So hopefully, Jeffrey, you can see this. It's David Pokey Persin, Persin, David, P-O-K-E, Persin.com. And Jacked Matt, how do I feel about Topps Pokemon cards? No one's ever asked me this before. It's a great question. When I started collecting years ago, I started collecting with alongside of the whatever we do, the Nintendo and Pokemon, the Topps cards. So I have quite a few of the early ones put away, but I was dealing with some very obscure folks and cards to get them, and so I just never really continued it. And then I realized it really wasn't mainstream or anything. So I think they're cool as heck, but I just think there's no visibility and no interest from a demand standpoint right now. As far as the Raichu came from, I don't know. I mean, I know I'll tell more about it when I do a video, but okay, so I see what you're asking. I'm not going to do that now just because I'm going to save that dispersed for more. You're asking kind of a history of it, not above and beyond how I got it. But so I'll do that. I'll do that together at some point, I promise. And Dan, have I thought about making videos, some of the more interesting stories on how you acquired cards? Yeah, I don't ever think, Dan, honestly, they're that interesting. And I think that's why, again, I'm so much more critical of myself, unfortunately. So I want them to be interesting. I just don't ever think they really are. But if I could come up with some, I definitely will. Or maybe I just start making some up at this point. Might be the way to go. Jeff finally found the website. Thank you, man, because I didn't know if that was, you might have been drunk and cooking too. I'm not sure. So I don't collect. Somebody other than asked, Smack Daddy, somebody already asked that. If you get to the webcast on time, because it wasn't planned, so there's no on time. That's why it's live. I do not collect really anything else other than Pokemon at this point in time. Let's see. No, the pre-release Raichu is definitely not a lie. That's for sure. Again, that's one of the reasons that I have the reputation out there, because I really do have. I have the Ishihara card. So I have all these cards that are the one-of-a-kinds that, I have all the you saw in the last video, the Art Academy cards. So that's one of the reasons that people know it's legitimate when I'm talking about it from me. Yeah, thank you for that. Someone said, don't divulge that pre-release Raichu just yet. So, and I do have the no attack damage Ninetales. There's a few errors I don't have. Errors have never really resonated with me, but as I get very close to the end of this thing, I may choose to go after a few of the more rare errors. It's in my mind now as I'm getting close. And then we've got Lukeman in here. He's here for fun while waiting for his class. I don't know if you're doing class away, class with a mask on, so just be safe. That's all I can say, Luckman or Lukeman, because it's a crazy world, I'll tell you that. If CGC grades that pre-release and maybe even the Gold Stamp Collector Charizard, I would support. Yeah, you have to understand, I'll tell you this, guys, there's a lot of politics in the hobby right now, a ton of politics, so sometimes we'll do that on one of these too. I have no problem with it. I'm the one guy that's going to tell you the truth. No one's going to want to hear it. I don't care. It's just because everybody's got an agenda and I just don't. So you got some political people involved in some of the grading agencies right now too, and we'll talk about that. But you won't get certain cards like that graded. CGC would never grade that card. You've got a Pokey Person hater in the middle of that thing right now, so that's not going to happen. Let's see. Do I have the Pokemon Snap cards? Again, if it's English, I would have it. If it's not English, I won't know really what it is. The word snap isn't saying something to me. I'm thinking it might be Japanese, Mr. P. Yeah, I do, Fox. I try to show everything. I just think that if you're a collector, you should take enjoyment in all of it. So, Fox is saying that I show a little bit more of the hidden sides of the hobby, and I do. I just think that it's all so unique, and I think it's continuing to evolve. And, every day we just found that Ultra Prism error, right? The Cyrus Diamond Star Prism, the Cyrus Prism card. And that's like brand new. And it came out in the last print that Ultra Prism wasn't even going to do another print. They come out with a print, there's an error correction in there. So there's always kind of something that if you're people that are really on the ball and looking, it's kind of cool that you can find that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't trust any grading companies, but I don't disagree with you. I don't know how you develop that trust. What I do know is, if people say, it's very simple. This is, again, there's some things, I'm the guy that will always tell you what I believe to be the case. And if I don't know, I'll say I don't know. And I won't make something up because I want to sound smart. So PSA, because of their history, they're the ones that are going to command a continuing price premium or an expectation premium or something that says PSA is the best. And as far as I know, in my mind, I don't see that at all with Beckett. So Beckett, I don't see. I know they've been around a long time. I used to do sports cards and advertise with Beckett years, 30 years ago. So I think that Beckett is still there and probably does great, but I just don't seem to have a following in the Pokemon card hobby. Obviously, they did in sports cards, and now you have CGC and. They're just going to have to develop a following, and it's going to take a while. I just don't think there'll be people who'll be harping for them to be automatically as good and qualified cards. But I will tell you, if I'm buying cards, I've been buying base set fourth print hollows this last 2 weeks, trying to round out the collection, and I only look at PSA. So, and it doesn't mean I'm right. It just means how I feel, and that's again doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Maybe if CGC was the only one to have a graded fourth print holo that I needed, I would go that way, but it wouldn't be right now. And plus, my dad always said one thing. My dad did 100 different things in his life, but one thing he did at one point was sell cars, and he always said, never buy the latest model, because the very newest model to come out or the very newest car always has problems. And so it's always better to wait a year or two and try to buy something that's not going to be saddled with all the problems they didn't identify, because it's the very first of something. So I kind of have that in me as well. Do you have some cards that PSA doesn't grade anymore in terms of name it? The Ghost. I don't know. I do have the Ghost Pikachu, and so it wouldn't be graded. I've seen some of them out there graded, but so I have a lot of those kind of early errors that were part of the collections I bought, but they're not graded. They're just part of the collection because the gentleman collected all of them. Dan, that's cute, Dan. Thank you. Boycott. No, we don't need to boycott them now. We'll just see how they do on their own. Steven asked, do I know Steven gets down into it, okay? Steven, if you're looking for a job, go into a field where you interview people, because you don't waste any time. Like David, how many inches are you overweight? What is your pant size? Your inseam length? I mean, this is good stuff, buddy, but I don't, it's kind of personal in a way. So Steven, my total worth of my collection, you know what? I have no idea. I've never, ever thought about it. I'm not big on, I'm always big on putting my head down and doing the work, doing, the whatever it's work at work or work on the collection. So just working, even with this. I mean, I've had a lot of help to do this, but I've still done most of this stuff on my own. The website I built on my own, and the videos, the YouTube so far, doing all that on my own, and doing 25 videos, and now this live stuff. So I do that and focus on that first and hope that the rewards come and that I can share the rewards with other people, my friends, my family, all of you guys, because you guys are so kind. I mean, the most of the names are people that have been with me forever. So since I started. So that's really cool. So that's the way I look at it. I don't look at the view or I meant more in the moment than in the overall picture of net worth, because what am I going to do? Sell it? I mean, no. So it doesn't mean very much. Are there fourth print square cut hollows? Not that I've ever heard of, Anthony. Never heard of those before. No. Jeffrey, thank you for buying the last break spot. I appreciate that very much, and I hope for those that will watch will have fun, and they'll do more. We'll be able to do more of this. I really hope it turns out. Yeah, I know it is Kobe, and we miss him a lot too. A lot of Kobe in the background with the box break. So. I don't know if you guys can see. I wonder if it's cut off. We'll have to work on that. My picture shows the ball. And I wonder can you guys actually see the ball in Kobe's hands or not? I think it feel like it's cut off in the picture on the YouTube thing I'm looking at. So, but I'll try to figure that out for tomorrow. Ali Zane, what do I do? I basically, I did miss that piece of it. I'm a financial advisor. So I do financial planning and investment management for my clients. If I complete my fourth print base set, will you then have all English WotC era cards? That's a great question, Aquaz. I would say the answer is no. The one that I'm missing now are going to circle around the fossil red prints. I have the red, I call them the red prints. No, the red logo fossil box cards, which are the fossil third print cards. I do have a sealed box of red logo fossil. It's like the barbershop quartet time. Red logo fossil, where have you been? Okay, I don't know. Anyways, so here's the deal. I don't have that set. I have the box, but not the set. I'm just beginning the process of picking them up. I'm going to pick up all the commons, uncommons, and that stuff in the next week, and then it's going to be very tough to get the rares from the first 10, 12, 15 of them are going to be really hard. Mattcast, I'm sorry about that, but you know what? Don't worry. There's a lot more where that came from. So I sold out the ones very quickly, the new style of energy ones that Mr. Hoffman was so kind to suggest to me. So when we finish after Sunday and Monday, you guys will tell me what you like better or both, and we'll continue down that road. Hopefully you guys will have fun, and we'll do more box breaks so everybody will have another chance. How did I get my wife on board? This is the truth, guys. You're not going to like this one. So okay, Anthony said if you get a hold of the hollow sheet of fourth print and hand cut them, then there will be square cut base fourth print hollows. Yeah, no, that sheet does not exist to my knowledge, but great idea. How did you get your wife on board with your collecting from day one? My wife is not on board. my wife has spent 30 years of putting up with me. It's a good relationship. I'm very lucky. She's Greek. She's tough. And she's got the patience to hang out and take whatever next crazy ideas in my mind, like all these last few months of all of this. So I'm very lucky to have her. She does not, she puts up with me. We'll say that. So, oh, Wes, you can see it. Okay, the Kobe, good. I mean, I hope that you can see the ball coming through. I don't know if you can or not. So, thick and thin stamp first edition base. I don't know. Someone's talked to me about that, and I know they're like, I'm just, again, I'm not positive exactly what's thick and thin, so somebody would have to walk me through that. I have a suspicion I've probably got most of the stuff, but I may not because I may not have gone back if it wasn't part of the collections. And when you say thick and thin, and I know kind of what that is, I don't know if that's every card comes that way in a set or just a handful of them. So because I've got multiple sets, I've got maybe 4 first editions or something sets through the collections, then that would tell me if I may have something in there. I don't know. I think I have the gray stamps, but again, I'll bring them out sometime and we'll do this and you guys will tell me, looking at what I've got. I don't know. Yeah, there's a special, I wish I knew how to say your name, OEHT. I don't ever say it because I don't know how to say it. Oat. I like to oat. Opals and bananas. That's above. We're older than that now. Special print for fossil. Yeah, there is. Yeah, thanks, Jeffrey. I try to make my break prices cheap. I wanted people to have a value. I'm not looking like these guys to make a ton of money. I'm looking to have fun and increase my viewership, and I'm always honest about that. The more people that watch, it's not about the views in the sense of the views. It's that people will find my video channel that I'm doing where I put more time and effort into the content, and I want people to be able to share in that. And that's what I'm looking to have happen. So hopefully that'll work. All right. Thomas, you're here. Nice. Okay. Nice to see you. I appreciate that. I don't know if you want to watch this stream. It may be a complete waste of your time. Most people are heading off to bed right now. But if I'm a kid or not for getting back into Pokemon, Ali says his wife asked him that. Even my brother says, I can't believe you have a kid and you're collecting Pokemon cards. Well, Pokemon collectors unite. We know what the rest of the world don't know. We know how special we are. We know how special the cards are. We know how special the community is. All right, the rest of the world can tune out. It's unity, and we're a hobby, neutral hobby, okay? We don't have to classify ourselves as anything. We got this, so. How's life been with the rolling blackouts? We haven't had them, knock on wood, here lately, but it seems like every time we go to the store and stock up, the next day is a rolling blackout, and that is not fun. We should have bought a generator a year ago, should have figured it out and done it. We held off, we didn't, and we're dumb. You got to be, contingency planning, being ready for any emergency, any exigency, I can't say this, but basically having your backup plans aligned is critically important in any aspect of life, both financial and regular life. So I wish we'd done more than that. I do have an English VS set. That's the VS Tropical Mega Battle set. I have the one from 99, 2000, as well as the error card that went with it with the following year. Yeah. The Poke Park promos, how rare are the cards? Professor, hey, bro. I don't know. Is it when you say something that doesn't sound English to me? I don't know much about it. So if Poke Park is something that means that you're talking English, I could talk to it. If it's Japanese, I wouldn't have them. So dispersed. You haven't got a Charizard pulled yet either. I don't know. One of the things that you worry about with these really expensive boxes is when you don't pull from them is, were they okay? Were they not okay? Has anything been changed or tampered with inside? I don't know. It's funny. Don't type for a minute so I can catch up. We'll just hang on one sec. Don't type so I can just say this because I'm just streaming right now in my mind. So stop typing, you people. Okay. Well, David, we already typed a few minutes ago. We're not typing anymore. Think about this. And again, I'm not trying to be, I'm just a realist. I've been robbed at gunpoint. You guys have seen my videos. I've been robbed through warehouses years ago in the sports card business. I've had drywall cut, people come in through roofs. I've seen everything. I've seen counterfeiting, repackaging. So who's to say when you're doing a box break and you're right on the camera and you're watching the seal be broken or whatever, that, okay, we can see the Pokemon wrapping and whatever, But how hard would it be, especially on a camera, to kind of do it in a way that people didn't even know what was being necessarily broken in front of you? So, you could kind of pseudo edit it a little bit. So it's not everybody, I get everybody's worried about everything and you understand it. We hope none of that stuff happens. It shouldn't happen. There's no reason for it to happen. It's unethical. But it's not like at some point the next stage of people that are bad are not going to come in and try to do some of that stuff. And they're going to do it with the fancy type of editing where you saw it opened and it was perfect and the box was perfect, had the right wrapping, but it didn't turn out to be that way. I guess you hope at that point that they get enough packs, enough good things in the box that you realize it was a good box. But I just think that there's so many people that are always scheming that you have to worry. It's kind of sad. Yeah, that's a great. Wes has already started trending Pokemon collectors unite. So I love that. Stephen PFC with the personal questions. The best and worst Pokemon purchase I've done. I haven't made a bad one. I've overpaid for thousands of dollars when I didn't know what I was buying in the beginning. Those were terrible financial purchases. I haven't, knock on wood, I haven't been ripped off yet. I hope not. I hope there's nothing in boxes that aren't in boxes that I own. But the best one, it's probably one of the World's cards because I may have been, a last second ditch effort on a Monday after a Sunday when I knew there was no chance of getting it. And somebody called me and said, we changed our mind and we, if you want to do it, we'll do this. Or there was one time on a late Sunday night when I was called out to a shopping mall after the Worlds ended and we were able to pick up a card because the sellers decided to go ahead and sell it. Those are the most euphoric I've been. Certainly the collection purchases were amazing. And of course, getting the pre-release Raichu has to be right up there as well. Jeffrey, what inspired me to do the YouTube channel and was the pandemic, was a chance that I've said this before in a video. You might want to watch them, Jeffrey. They're good. You just binge watch one time and you drink. So if you pass out, it just keeps rolling the tape and I get credit for a few more minutes watched. But basically what was I even talking about at this point? Oh, I started it because I got my collection in order. It's been sitting up and not been handled for so many years. I just continue to try to buy things. So I started going back. And I bought every promo card I was missing. And I bought every single jumbo card I was missing. And I went back and looked at all the sets and started buying the fill-ins for the single cards I was missing. And so I finally could say, and I said this before in a video, I didn't want to be a fraud and say I got all this wonderful collection. I'm very close to owning every card. And that's not really who I am. That allowed me to basically feel a confidence in the collection and begin to be able to say, I could actually show this. And then I just said, let's do this. And I watched a couple of videos on how you go out and make videos and how do you start on YouTube. And I did it and the rest is history. Giovanni's break room. I hope you are safe from doing the firefighting. I can't imagine what you go through. My so to speak, kind of brother-in-law is a firefighter in Los Angeles. And what he has to go through and the stories he's told us are unbelievable. So I admire you so much and for your service to all of us. It's got to be so hard. I asked my kids to even try to look at being a firefighter, but they knew that was way too hard that was pay grade much more above their capability. So I didn't want to miss anybody. I can't tell by this thing. Jacked Matt, what do I have against Japanese cards? Figure it out. They're Japanese. What do you think? No. I don't have anything against Japanese cards. I had to set a limit on what I was doing, so I decided early that I was going to collect cards that I could read. And that was it. And the cards that I can read are in English, so that's what I collect. Nothing else. I think some of the Japanese cards are the most incredibly beautiful. The art is amazing. I think some of the other cards, I've showed one time the Venomoths or something that are Butterfree, I think it was, that they've got all these different card colors from different countries, like Russian is white, and they're like stunning. I mean, if I had unlimited money, I'd own them all, but I don't, and I don't have the time, and you just got to kind of draw the line somewhere. So it's funny. Disperse says, my pack is heavy, though I just can't bring myself to open it. I think you're talking about that first or something like that. But, what I would say is that I don't open anything because that's why I have such poor luck. So as a gambler, as an opener, I just stay away. I just do the sets, buy them complete because I don't want to have that chance. I'm praying that tomorrow I have good luck for you guys. I'm hoping that together we have this communal kind of luck. because if it were me opening it, I'd get nothing. But I think with you guys, we'll have much more success. So, and it's interesting that DBZ Peter, who joined us, said that the fourth print base pack that said "Made in USA," oh, because it said "Made in USA," that's why. Yeah, you have to get. It's not that one. It's the one that comes from the UK. I'm sorry, maybe even the UK or is Australia. I don't know which one. But they're the ones that are that have the hollows. Everything else has the commons and the uncommons, those other fourth prints, but only the foreign boxes, from what I understand. This is a great question. Have I ever? The sad part is now nobody's going to be watching because we're at the end of this thing from the standpoint of number of viewers. But have you ever successfully bought an English trophy card from a Japanese winner? I did. I did like once or twice. And one time I did it through translation. I'm going to say, you know what, maybe 3 times, because I can think of 3 different situations. One, I was using my iPad to translate while I was talking. That was incredible. Another time I went through a translator at the World's Tournament who was kind enough to introduce me, understand I was trying to do good by buying the kid's card and paying him lots of thousands of dollars. And we got that done. And the third time by a wonderful man who was there with a Japanese contingent of people and spoke the language and actually told one of the winners that I was willing to buy. This was a Masters Division winner, an older kid. And we went up to the hotel room and we did the transaction with the gentleman kind of being the intermediary. So that was really cool. Doesn't happen very often. Most of the time I automatically count it out. Yeah, dispersed. I don't know, man. I just don't think I'd ever open that pack. But, you know, sometimes maybe in a drunken stupor you will. Let's see. I'm trying to get my scroll to roll on a computer I've never used before. Favorite Pokemon YouTuber? No, I don't watch at all, Jeffrey, because I didn't want to take trends from others. I watched a couple of minutes of Leon Hart and PokeRev just to kind of see what they did. I've watched some just individuals open because I think it's just wonderful. I think it's cute, you know, that I love the lower key, the more the way that I am about stuff, just because I think it's more real for the enjoyment than all the rest of the hype. But that's just my opinion. I understand they get great followings, these big folks, and I'm just the type of guy that thinks everybody should do what they want to do. I know it's really good for the hobby and the exposure of all of this to the hobby, these big guys and the millions and 50,000s of viewers, and then there's people that like Rusty at TCA Gaming, who I just admire as an individual. So you know, he's doing educational stuff with the low key piece, and I just think it's fantastic. I've watched a couple of his as well, I should say. So he's probably my favorite other YouTuber. Do I follow other mainstream? I really don't. I don't have time. And as much as I want to, I'm trying to keep my head down to make this grow and stay positive, because there's a lot of haters when you come out. You know, there's people that say nasty things you have to sort of ignore. And I've never been that person. I've never come out of the closet. That doesn't sound right. Like, maybe I've never come out of the closet. I don't know. And that's fine. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. I need to come out of the closet. The closet's really groggy and dirty. No one's cleaned in there in a long time. But I don't, I've been more reclusive because I don't want people to criticize. I don't do well with it. And I'm not, it's not kind of what I want to be a part of. So, most exciting times for modern. Absolutely. I do think, Darian, that we're in some of the most exciting times ever because the card art is just fantastic. And because I think that people are entering the hobby all the time and they want new stuff. They want the new stuff. They can't go back that much for the older stuff. So they start with Hidden Fates, or they start with Champion's Path and that kind of stuff. And they go for these. There's so much hype around the Charizards and other things. And they say, well, I can pick up this other set. I'll go back. The boxes are still cheap. They're $95 a box. So that's really cool. So yeah, I love this time in the hobby for sure. Anthony, I'm not going to talk about storing cards because I'm the worst person to talk about how I store cards. I store them in every possible way. As I've gone back, I'm trying to store them in binders and binder pages, but I've got so many cards that are still in hard card holders that need to be transitioned. Some of the World's cards are still in their acrylic cases. Some are now in hard card holders. I don't think any are in binder pages, but I like to make it where it's all much more accessible. I have a lot of consolidating and going through. And at some point, I need to go through the 3 and 4 sets I have. Let's say I have 3 sets of Fire Red, Leaf Green or something. I need to go through and pick the best cards, so I can have sort of the best graded ones. They're not graded, but the best condition ones. And then they're all really good. They're all near mint to mint. But then be able to say the rest and get them and sell them off so I can then know everything that I have in my house or in my vaults is really mine and not to be sold or something else. Oh my goodness, is that real, Axel? Wow. Axel says I opened a Zard VMAX. Did I lose it here? There it is. Okay, hang on. From the Darkness Ablaze double blister packs on my 30th one, along with 85% of the whole set. Well, that's not bad, I guess. I was worrying you were going to say like your 30th box or something. The 30th pack, that's really good. I mean, again, I understand how hard they are to come by, so I'm going to be really curious as we do it tomorrow what kind of luck we'll have. But congratulations. I know how that card is the treasure right now. And Wes says that I admitted I might be able to read some Spanish. So yeah, Wes, that's the thing is once I figured out that if I could read Spanish or I could go back to my Spanish days and relearn all of that from high school, that I would need to collect the Spanish cards, I immediately dropped that dream in full right away. So, Matt, my sense of humor, I appreciate you saying that. Is very kind of you. It's because of this family that I'm a part of. It is my survival mechanism, and I appreciate that. The irreverence has to be there every single day, because when I say sometimes you're facing adversity smack in the face and you got to figure out a way to work it out, you got to have a sense of humor, buddy. So I encourage you. And there's a lot of ups and downs in life as well. We got to have a sense of humor to get us through. Is every Charizard going to be rare in the future, maybe 10 to 15 years? Ali, I would say maybe not everyone, but they'll be more rare than just about anything else. Yes, it's still the card that carries the most demand. And it's why, like right now, you don't have to have Champion's Path even come out and everybody's already sold out. And, you know, it's even so let's look at Darkness Ablaze. No one knows, you know, I started reading all out there about people saying, well, there's going to be another print. There's not going to be another print. All of a sudden it went from $90 a box to $100 a box to, you know, something like that. Just kind of overnight, a quick shift. Cases were not available. Boxes were sold out. So, and I still went ahead and bought, you know, all these cases because I think they'll be fine because they have a Charizard inside them. So even with a reprint, I think eventually that filters through. And if people love Charizard, there's, you know, I don't understand why there isn't a Charizard in every set. I don't understand why there's not a Pikachu in every set. You guys probably do. I am still learning about what's in the sets as I show them and share them with you guys. But it's sort of shocking, like 2 sets in a row, 3 sets in a row. There's no Pikachu, there's no Charizard. Why? Aren't these the most popular characters? So there's clearly a reason, but I don't know why. But Charizard will still hold that value for sure. Think about this. All were kids. No one graded. Now everyone grades. Now everyone grades. Yeah, I do think a lot of people grade. It's really interesting reading about it. I just think it's so interesting. I never exactly know why. Is it a validation thing? Is it a competitive thing? Is it the fact that it's a safety thing, knowing your cards will be able to be sold for more technically if they're a 9 versus an 8 somewhere down the road? I mean, I really do get it, but I just don't know where it stops. I don't know how you decide, well, I'm going to grade the holos. I'm not going to grade the non-holos. I'm going to grade the cards that are 2008 and before. I'm going to grade all cards that are worth more than $10. I just don't know how you draw all those lines. So maybe in this, and then when it comes to selling, you know, I've never had trouble selling cards that aren't graded. But again, maybe it's my reputation more than others. You know, I think if you look at the pictures, you describe things fairly, and I guess some people speak to authenticity. That's a whole nother aspect, but I think there's people that can tell immediately if a card is fake or not. So you don't necessarily need that. But I don't know. I don't have trouble with grading at all. For me, between the expense, between the storage, between the unknown of what the grade would be, and between wondering who's going to grade it in the first place, what kind of grader you're going to get, and finally between worried about is it going to get lost in the system going from me to them. No, none of that was going to be. It doesn't work for me personally. That's all. Have I ever had my kids damage or lose a card? No, my kids are not allowed to touch my cards. My kids are not allowed to touch my house, my walls, my car. They do touch the food. That's been a problem from day one. So no, the kids have been good. And fortunately, their interest, not fortunately, I wish they had more of an interest in it with me, but I never really participated. I just collected and put away. So there was no way. And when you're doing that, you can't take out and say, let's go through the binders and get to handle them because I'm a collector. You can't handle them. So I do have some potential, maybe a grandchild someday. They're coming into fruition right now, and my son. I think my son will be more active if we get him playing basketball like we hope, and so we'll see. But no problem with the kids in that way. Maybe the only way. Yeah, funny. Someone said you slept with the cards or put them into my bicycle for sound. I did that with my sports cards in the day, back in the Reggie Jackson and Amos Otis. Those, for anybody that's over 50, and there's no one on that's over 50, those were the days for sports cards when we could do anything with the cards. You didn't worry about it. So thank you, Allie, for that. I know. You have to just do you. I know. So I try to just disregard the haters and all the rest of it and just keep plugging along. And all you guys make that really possible. I really appreciate that. So Fox says, what's my favorite WotC set? Fox, I still don't have a favorite because I don't know them all. I think once I get through showing them all to you, I don't sit with the sets. So, I just I don't know the art. Now I can picture when I say heart gold, soul silver, because I've showed them to you guys a couple sets. Now I actually can picture what the art looks like, which is cool. I've done the Sky Ridge sets now and some of those, and I can picture some of those crystals, and that's cool. So I'm learning with you guys because I just don't ever spend any time opening and going through the pages, and so I'll come to favorites as we go. But I don't have any real favorite right now. I opened 5 booster boxes out of a case of Darkness Ablaze till I pulled a Zard. Yeah, Michael, that's crazy. I mean, that's why I say, if you're going to build sets with somebody, and I know some people just pull for those cards, but if you're going to build sets, share. Try to say we're going to each open 4 or 5 boxes each, because that's going to cost you $500 each if you open 5 boxes, maybe even a case. $600, and the set itself is going to cost you, like $800, $700-800 for a real full set coming out of the booster packs that you could buy in a full set format. So if you buy all the boxes, 5 or 6 a case each, and then you hopefully can swap the ones you're missing, then you might get, maybe nobody pulls a Zard and it's really bad, but if maybe you both do, then you're just kind of out looking for a few cards that you both need, but you're doing it together. And I think, plus you have lots of extras to sell that helps redeem the costs of the additional money outlay you have to pay to go find the more expensive ones you'd be missing. So that's a very telling story, Michael, and I think that makes, I'm glad you pulled it. It's, from what I hear it, like I said, very difficult. So that's funny. If we keep David up all night chatting, no, I'm definitely ready for tomorrow for my live stream. But that's nice, Wes. My adrenaline's going to keep me up because I want to do a good job, and I know I won't, but I'm going to try. And so it's going to be crazy, and I'm going to make a ton of mistakes. And you guys, I'm going to rely on this chat totally for you to say, David, that wasn't a water energy, that was a grass energy. So I'm not screwing it up. Or David, you said that was for Adam, but you're giving it to George. So we have to fix all that tomorrow, and that'll be fun. Yeah, Fox, I understand. Grading attaches a market value to a card through its condition, correct. And that's what it does, really. It's a formal thing, right? Outside of just the authenticity piece, which people would say it does that as well. But I'm not sure that a non-graded perfect mint card is worth any less than a graded card. It's just that somebody hasn't told you that formality yet, right? I mean, that's the only thing. And then Dan says, I'm not one for grading. I prefer to hold the physical card and enjoy it too. Well, see, that's the whole thing. I am not. I haven't been. Oh, he's on there. Steve, you're on here. Oh, man, that's so funny. Okay, I got to just interrupt. I got called out. I mentioned you earlier, buddy. I mentioned you earlier. So baseball card shop's on here, Steve, my friend. And I said, there's like one guy. I don't think you got on in time to hear that. So he's on the thing, and he's 70. So my apologies, my sincere apologies. I do have one of my peer group on the broadcast with us now. Thanks, Steve. So I have no idea what I was talking about at this point, but I was talking about looking at cards in a binder page. I don't spend that much time in my binder looking at my binder pages of my cards, but I wish I did. Because if I did, I don't want to go to a box and pull out these clunky slabs, as people call them, of stuff. So again, everybody's got to do what they do that they enjoy. So Kid Turiat is my first live stream. Yes, I did not. I did it to just test it for tomorrow, my first live breaks. And then I couldn't get a bunch of people to stop talking, like Wes and Allie and Dispersed and Wind. I could go on forever. People just kept talking. So I decided to hang out because I didn't want to let anybody else down. And so we've been on for about 4 hours and 10 minutes now. I'm going to need probably to go into traction tomorrow because I've been standing the whole time. But it's worth it because you guys are worth it. Kid Turi, do I have a dedicated library for my binder collection? I do not. I'm using one shelf in the office, just stacking them up because I've been having to go through them so many times to make sure I get all the variants in there of late. And then I get it all done. This is exactly the truth. This is so embarrassing. I'm such a clown. I get everything in the binders. I'm confident I have every variant. I mark everything off. I've got my binder. It's all perfect, my checklist. And then I look in my office and I've got 50 cards that are all variants. They're just sitting there. I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, what did I do? Did I have these variants but forgot to put them in the binders? Or are they duplicate variants? Because I did this whole project over the last 6 months where I couldn't find anything, so I went and bought a bunch of stuff and I already owned it all. So I don't have a clue. So guess what I've got to do in the next month again? Pull out every binder and look again. Did you actually put them in there? Because you're a clown, David. You should be in the circus, master of ceremonies, biggest hit of the circus, okay? Okay. Your absolute all-around favorite card, or maybe the card that you are most proud of from Dispersed. I don't know. It goes back. God, I wish I had made-up answers. So I just make up answers because I'd seem more bright, more caring, more knowledgeable. I don't know the answer. I'm just going to say that. I don't know the answer. There's too many. It could be one of my trophy cards, maybe the hardest one that I've ever had to obtain, like the 2004 number one. Could be last year's number one, which is just amazing. I was able to obtain it from the young German girl who I think won she wouldn't have been in the juniors. She would have been in the seniors. She was just amazing. Her brothers helped me with working with her, and that was just a wonderful situation. So it could be some of the very early ones I have. I don't know. And I've got some special ones I bought more recently, like the Crystal Charizard. That's kind of special just because I never, ever get a card thrown into a deal for me and my son. And I just asked the one if it was actually collector's cash that, helped me out on a big deal. And so I'm going to shout him out here, Bayman, but it might be Beeman. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But that was nice to just kind of buy a card too, that I don't ever do something like that. That was kind of cool. Oates said we should all post our age just because he wanted to shout out to Baseball Card Shop and Steve. And sure, Oat, if we want to get sued for age discrimination, because I was in the employment rights attorney field when I graduated law school from Santa Clara University back in 87, 88, 89, I don't know, maybe 87. So yeah, that's a great thing. We can get age discrimination lawsuits against us and they can shut down the whole live stream. That's in the whole YouTube and the whole everything. That's great stuff. Okay, and by the way, Oat doesn't care. He wants me to know he's 28. All right, God bless you, Oat. I look for the year 30. It's when it all starts going down, uphill I meant. Count Omar said opening Pokemon boosters is gambling, 100% true. So everything in life that is like this is gambling, and that's why I try to talk about what I do for a living. I try to say to my clients, investing in the stock market is legalized gambling. That's it. But you could go to the Lake Tahoe, here's Lake Tahoe, Reno, or Vegas, I'll say, Vegas, Atlantic City. And you can go to the casinos, and you can put your money down at a table and you can gamble, all right? And when it's done and they take your money away, the money's gone. Or, as Steve knows, for example, Baseball Card Shop, you can put stuff away. You could just go buy some stuff and gamble and put it away because you hope it's going to be a good investment down the road. But you know what? No one actually takes it away from you. Sometimes they did. Sometimes those old baseball card boxes turn out to be nothing. But you could buy some Pokemon cards and maybe it does turn out to be something. They don't just take it away from you. You get something at least in your possession. So that's part of it. And I always say, instead of going to the casinos, go buy the S&P 500 stock or something, because the index, because at least you own something. I'd rather have my clients do that than at least they can put it away. And if it goes down, the thing is, unless we go into depression, at some point it will come back. And a lot of these things do come back. So it is all legalized gambling. Any of this stuff is legalized gambling. Ali says he's really craving a Gold Star card. Yeah, Gold Stars, those people just love that stuff right now, going through the roof. They really are a jackpot for sure. And it's interesting. I put some on my website. I'm not selling, I'm just telling you, but I never think anybody wants lower condition stuff. But I put Gold Stars and some of the EXs out there. I grade everything very tough. So my very good is somebody else's near mint minus. But I put all that stuff out there because people buy that stuff. Like if they can't afford a $400 card, they'll buy a $50 card. If they can't afford a $200, they'll buy a $20 card. So just sometimes in lower shape. I don't know how to say your name, but I want to say thank you for joining. Saladin, thank you for saying that about loving my videos. I really appreciate that. And Count Omar says, I think grading is subjective. Yes, of course it's subjective. It has to be. You know, people are going to talk about, so I actually tried to set up, this is interesting too, I was going to try to set up an organization that did professional grading by computers and artificial intelligence. We were looking at doing this as a venture capital project maybe 6 months to a year ago. But the technology necessary to do it, because of all the variables in the cards, between the thickness and between the scratches and between the angles and pictures of stuff, very difficult to do. So Count Omer says robots should actually grade, and I agree completely. It just takes the capital and know-how for somebody to get involved that really sees the market. And you could then go up against PSA or any of these other companies because it wouldn't be a person doing it anymore. It would be a machine. And then the machine learns by machine learning through thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of iterations how you go about doing it and seeing the same repetitive patterns. And what that is that a 7, 8, 9, or 10? That's how you do it in the way that it needs to be done, with obviously individuals checking from an error standpoint, making sure things are correct in the beginning until it gets right, and then go ahead and put it out there. But I agree. Other than that, it is going to be subjective all the time. Call this late night with David. Absolutely. You know what? You pull up a nice cup of your beverage and you guys are sitting there in bed and the soothing sound of my voice puts you right to sleep. It reminds me of those early videos when I talked about Sandman Dave, right? Sandman Dave. Do I only collect near mint cards? If I didn't have a card and it was in light play condition, would I still get it? Yes, I would. If I didn't have it at this point in time, and my collection is this robust and complete, then I need it. And so I will get a light play and I will then try to upgrade from there. So yes, very unusual, but I do that occasionally. Think about the Shining Legends set. You know, with the newest Shining Pokemons in the future in terms of collecting, I don't know. I mean, Ali, I don't know much about the specifics. I mean, I like everything because I need everything. So I own the Shining Legend set. I own packs for sale. I have packs for investment. I have the variants in my collection. I have some booster box stuff. So I do own it all, but I don't really assess how it's going to be in the future in terms of collecting. I think it's hard. One of the hardest parts about this hobby is that they're always coming out with more stuff. And so as much as people want to go back, it's pressure between money needing to go forward and going back. And it gets costly, as you guys know. So that's tough. Pokey Deke, how sweet, man. That's very kind of you. First time watcher. That's, most of my folks I don't hear from again. The first time watchers have become last time watchers, but I just want to say thank you for at least taking a shot. I always encourage you, watch, enjoy, forget, and then maybe you'll watch again. That's all I can say. Let's see. Do you think? Yeah, I do think. I think that clearly Oat is asking if PSA is thinking about finding specialized graders for Pokemon like they have for sports cards. I don't know this at all. I don't have a way to know this. I don't get involved in the grading scene, but I would tend to believe they have specialists in there at this point. If I'm running a company of that size, I'm going to make sure that the people that do Pokemon are always doing Pokemon. And you've got enough business coming in, as you guys have heard, with the delays, number of cards being sent, the money they charge, that there's going to be a lot of folks that are building expertise in whatever way they're doing it. The thing that you can't count on is you can't count on, did the kid wake up or the person wake up, the grader wake up with their eyes were hurting that morning. They had a late night. I mean, there's so many variables that when it's subjective and not objective, and I'm sure they do the best they can. But as we all know, we're all common sense people. No one if you guys are sitting out there, my kids used to call me years ago the hawk because I didn't miss anything when I could see something. I can still put on the pair of glasses. I can still see most of the time without them if it's somewhere, not too close to my face. And I can tell you if it's an 8, 9, or 10. And I know what I'm talking about. But it doesn't mean the next person's not going to say, well, it's not an 8, 9, or 10, David. It's a 7, 8, or 9. The centering wasn't quite there. There was one scratch hollow, but it's production, but it's not from playing. So, you still get into the same kind of conversations. I'm sure they do have some folks that only do Pokemon cards, though. Your thoughts on Pokemon cards, Aquaz asked, from being autographed by their illustrator? I don't. I mean, I think autographs are an amazing sidelight to anything. You just have to really like them. There are people that love them and they just enjoy collecting them. And you know, and I realized that because I found like 4 autograph cards when I was finally selling off part of my collection about 5 or 6 months ago. And I put them out for sale, and I thought I put them high. I should have put them higher. I'm dumb. I don't want to embarrass myself. That was smart. So I put out one, and somebody swiped it up in 2 seconds when I put it out there. And I realized after that, somebody then contacted me and said, David, I would have paid you 2 times that, 4 times that for that card. Can you please cancel the sale? And you guys know me. I wasn't going to do that. But that's when you realize there's people that see certain autographs and certain people and certain cards that are very valuable to them. I don't ever want there were some people kind enough, tomorrow I'm doing the box breaks. Some people asked me to sign cards, and one person asked me to sign a card of the most valuable one I pull for them. So I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Are you crazy? You want my signature on a card? I'm going to ruin the value forever. But to some people, it's very meaningful. So it's not for me because I understand that to some degree, condition is affected by autographs. So it wouldn't be for me, but I get it. I get that people really love it. So if they love it. How familiar am I with the video games, Fox? I'm not at all, other than the fact that I enjoy watching them at Worlds when I go, but I'm really not familiar at all with the video games. I really do focus on English cards, just on the English cards. And Ali asked a great question. Last question, do you think, well, now he can't ask another one because he cornered himself. Wonderful. You think XY Evolutions was actually the evolution of collectors after all this time, bringing everyone back to collecting Pokemon cards and realizing worth of the old WotC cards? No one's ever asked me that. It's probably a great, again, here we go back to me not really looking at evolutions that much, but I know what Ali is saying and I understand the concept. And I guess I would say that it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you certainly have a marketing person involved in Pokemon, and that's their job. Their job is to create hype, create interest, figure out how we're going to get people to collect and keep people collecting and buying the cards. And there's so many different ways to do it. The collection boxes, the tins, all of that creates so many different variants, creates so many different, promo series between SM and DP and SSH series, things that people are interested in collecting, sometimes cards they can put in decks as well. So I think that's all a part of a bigger type of scheme. It certainly originates out of Japan, and then, the US has to follow. But obviously, however it's being done from a marketing standpoint in Pokemon, I'm sure that these are all part of ways of creating interest and having people look at the overall hobby. I guess I would say I don't think that it would be as strong as you might think, Ali, because why does Pokemon, the company today, really care about going back and having people buy stuff from the years gone by, right? It's not going to bring them any revenue. So they do their 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th anniversary stuff, which is commemorative, but I'm not sure it was anything deliberate, just maybe just a nice way to go back and look at stuff. Wes did a PSA, said, please try to keep fire away from your cards. Yeah, that makes sense, Wes, really. I guess we wouldn't want to be smoking around our cards. Wes can really, when Wes puts out brilliant stuff, you guys, get on there and make sure you're saying something right away. It takes a lot for him to come up with something as brilliant as don't smoke around your cards. So, and I don't think I can do that on my own. We need the whole community to say, Wes, stop bragging about your PSA. That's fantastic stuff. Andrew, I don't know if Andrew's been on here or not. I feel like Andrew, might be number one, just came on there. What are your thoughts on the current state of the market? What are the landmarks you're watching for, which might indicate declines? Pokemon cards are still climbing. Yeah. I don't, I'm not watching. I'm watching. The landmarks I really see, Andrew, are through my selling on my eBay and my website. So there seems to be some real trends. There's sometimes when it's very slow. The pandemic was very, very strong sales. And now there was kind of a slow period, and now it started picking up again. So I definitely think the pandemic and some of all of this is having something to do with it, as far as people having more time, locked up, being re-locked up again, that kind of stuff. But I don't know that you can look for landmarks. I mean, what you look for is that everything, of course, no matter what, with any hobby, with any spending situation in your life, always starts with the overall economy. So if the economy is doing well, people have disposable income, Like a lot of articles this last 2 weeks have been on the fact that people have been at their homes and haven't been spending regularly like they would for restaurants and stuff. And they haven't been going on trips, thousands of dollars saved. And a lot of that money is going into hobbies and other things that they have excess money for that they wouldn't have had before. So you definitely need disposable income, but you need a job to do that. So I think, you have to look out 3, 5, 7, 10 years and say, how does the economy look? I think we're in a very strong economic situation once we come out of the pandemic. You have a situation where, by the way, none of this is compliance approved. If my compliance officers are watching, I'm speaking off of the record. I'm speaking not as a professional capacity as a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. That way I won't get fired. So what I think is that the technological innovation in this country creates very extreme expense savings and other things, and will keep a lot of people employed in a lot of different fields for a lot of years to come. And we just have to get through this kind of the pandemic, and hopefully we will, and hopefully we won't suffer too much more in the ways of deaths and injuries and long-term effects of what's going on. So, but if that settles down, then I think there'll be a lot more to come with respect to Pokemon and stuff. Have I played any other games? No, I have not. On the other side of the franchise. That's one of the things that's most disappointing. I wish I'd been playing at least in the Pokemon game. I can play the game. I do understand the game, but and I would be a quick learner of the game, but not to the extent of the champions out there. Nothing like that. So, Stephen PFC, I know nothing about why the relationship with WotC and Nintendo fell apart. Great question. I would have experts that could tell you that, but I could not. 90s guy, great question. Why doesn't Nintendo do exact reprints of vintage cards like how Yu-Gi-Oh is reprinted? That's a great suggestion. I don't know. I think that's just fantastic. There might be a reason behind it. And again, it could go back to some of the licensing issues too, but I guess it wouldn't have to be all the way back to the WotC years. But okay, Ali, good night to you. You don't need to drive an i8 like me. You can drive anything you want. You're perfect the way you are. I appreciate you asking all the questions as well. Thank you for the dialogue. Very, very kind. And no, Harvey. So and Andrew wondered where Harvey the tortoise is and why he's not answering questions. There are very few nights of the year when we have no choice but to leave Harvey out and not locked up in his secure, safe cage. One's when it's 100 degrees or whatever it is here right now. What's the temperature here right now? Anybody know? Nobody knows.
81.
It's only 81? That's hard to believe. Anyway, tomorrow it's supposed to be 112 here in Pleasanton, California, where I live. 112, okay? So when it gets hot at night, we can't put him in because it's just too hot in the cage with the heat lamps and other things going on. So he's got to be out and about roaming. And Kimbo finally joined us. Kimbo, yo, Jimbo. Kimbo, you know how long I've been on here? I've been standing on my feet about 4 hours and 47 minutes is what it says here for you to get on. And you finally decided to join us. Well, thank you. I wonder if you'll pay the podiatrist bill next week when I've got to go in to have new kind of orthotics built for my feet. Really nice. And Enigma, no one will ever call that person anything but an Enigma. Let me count with you, Enigma. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's wonderful. Thank you for inspiring me to chase my own collection goals. Also rooting for you to complete yours. Well, anything I can do to help you, certainly reach out. Always glad to do that. You know that. So Giovanni's had to beat me because Giovanni's a firefighter and always is still on here, but trying to get ready for tomorrow and the wildfires or whatever's coming. 114 degrees in Redding. So, so welcome to California all the way around, right, Giovanni? Pikachu, just give us the temperature. He's got a lot to say, that guy. Very rarely does he ever sit quietly for this long. I've got lucky tonight. Axel's just a city away from me, and it's still a hot 88. So, Axel, it's always hot where you are, buddy. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I don't got to go any more than that. And by the way, Kimbo Yo Jimbo joined after 4 hours and 47 minutes, and now I've lost like 23 viewers in the last 3 minutes. So thank you, Kimbo Yo Jimbo. Okay, maybe next time you'll kind and considerate and caring of others, whatever. And Kimbo's bragging it's only gonna be 85 in Jersey, so Kimbo's basically hitting me from all sides. Thank you, very nice. Really good stuff. Okay. You know what? I'm going to wrap it up because I have to, I could go on all night. Absolutely. We could actually start school already for those of you that haven't. I can teach school. I'm licensed in 37 states. But I will wrap it up just so I can do these box breaks tomorrow and be fresh, like somebody said 4 hours and 49 minutes ago. But listen, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for letting me get on, test the system a little bit. I appreciate that. At least I know it works. It doesn't say it's working, which is utterly hilarious. Because if somebody didn't tell me that I was going to put out a laptop next to me, I would have had no idea for that tomorrow. So thank you for putting up with me and teaching me. I appreciate it, guys, very much. All right. And I can't wait to see you guys who come back tomorrow. If I never see you again, that's on me, not on you. All right. Have a wonderful night. It may take me 6 to 8 hours to hang up. Don't think I'm still on the stream. I'm just walking around trying to figure out what else has to happen now. Okay. Take care, guys. Cheers. Bye. All right. Let's see if we can shut it down. I have no idea. Maybe we'll go over here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit stop streaming. Stop streaming.